Hey, and we're back. We are fine. Everyone's hydrated. Everyone's.
I feel much better.
You feel much better?
Indeed.
How are you getting on?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Sticking with bench.
I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Are you okay to talk
Forehead's,
more?
forehead's a little sweaty.
Yeah. I got the
Do you-
sweats.
do you
I
wanna-
got the oyster sweats.
Do you
The
want
oyster
to?
sweats.
Yeah.
Okay,
On you
go. No. If you...
I have a little bit of a fun little.
You got
I'm
this.
fine.
You got this,
I'm
buddy.
This
Ultimate
is
Pro.
Ultimate Pro. We're professionals. We're here. We never missed a day. None of us, equally. Fun new exciting thing. The application Duolingo. Are you guys familiar with Duolingo? The little thing that helps you learn languages.
I've heard about it. I have never used it.
It's a thing that helps you learn languages and different regional sort of specifics. They have started serving the Driftwood Isles and the residents to create a language course on what they are calling pirate Driftwoodian.
The old Driftwood.
Old Driftwoodian. Yeah,
That's
they're going to do
so
a whole course
crazy.
about.
That's fantastic.
Because I
Yeah.
thought they'd done that a little while ago.
Have they?
Yeah, that's so.
There was-
That's
wasn't
like
there-
now they're
there was
going
one
pirate.
There was
That's
one
so
professor.
interesting.
Wasn't there one professor
Yeah.
at the university who taught it? But it was very unclear whether he was just making it up or whether it was actually what
Yeah,
old
that's so
Driftwood
strange.
was.
But like the fact that they've now
Now they're democratizing it to try to get the
Yes.
truth of it.
yeah to get the pirate is very good.
Yeah, they
Very good
are
that they're-
trying. They have put up a public service announcement to have as many native speakers of Driftwoodian to come in and sort of have them record kind of their sound, how they're speaking.
Yeah,
Phonetics.
because we used to do it as Driftic, obviously, and that's like now that you're going into like the more pirate lingo, it's exciting to hear what the differences will be.
Yeah. Because
To
doesn't
get
your
there-
family, your family comes from a long line of Driftwoodians.
Yes,
And so are there remnants of the language? You, I believe, are, well, of the three of us, definitely the most familiar. But you do know some old Driftwood.
I can understand it
Driftwood.
very well.
Driftic?
Driftic, yeah.
Driftic.
Again, it really depends on what part of the island you are. It is like some parts is more driftic, some is more Driftwoodian. I guess
Yeah.
they're just kind of like trying to expand, get like a broader sort
Dialectal
of
differences.
Yeah, get some more second opinions, kind of.
Second opinions?
Yeah,
Is that how languages work?
Yeah.
Second opinions?
yeah.
It's
You
just
know-
different
Do
dialects.
you think they did that with the French? Just like
Elaborate on that,
Like-
Penny?
Yeah, what?
Je m'appelle means my name is, and they went,
What is this?
We're going to need a second opinion.
A lot of people seem to think that, but what does this guy over here think?
Yeah. Let's go get. You know what? We're going to do our own research. That's what Duolingo said.
I'm just gonna say there's gonna some of our French Canadian listeners might get very upset at that.
Again, that seems
How do you
like a
mean? Yeah.
dialect issue
That feels
as
like
opposed
a
to second opinions.
yeah. Like I'm sure like Spanish across
Regional.
all of the regions that speak Spanish probably have like key differences.
Yeah.
Banda.
And what is a dialect if not a second opinion on a language?
Interesting.
That's a bold way of putting it.
An interesting
Yeah.
An interesting idea that would seem to facilitate confrontations between these different groups.
Do you think that's what they're trying to
Well,
do?
it's basically characterizing it as not just like colloquial differences.
Wait, are you
and
think
instead
there's
as a disagreement between two regions. It seems to be pitting against
do you
pitting two
think they
areas
are
against each other
trying to start a new feud or
between
an
the
old
east
feud?
and west and north.
Yeah. It won't be a new feud. It'll be the oldest feud
It's
in the book.
Restarting an existing.
It took a
feud.
long time to quell those waters,
Oh.
so to speak.
Reconciliation was so long.
hmm And
Still
redefining the
ongoing.
borders,
Yeah.
what qualifies as north versus east versus west. It took a long time. There was a lot of hardship. There was a lot of feelings about this, how people identify.
This
But we ultimately came together as one.
Yeah.
And now this language app
This could be
is
a
trying to
really
pull
bad
us
idea.
apart.
This could be a really, really bad
Well,
idea. Maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah, obviously,
just
like
fight the Duolingo corporation.
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, that is an issue. But also, like, isn't Duolingo so annoying when it's like constantly like, oh, come back and learn. You've lost your streak. Like, isn't that the real issue?
I've heard that Owl is very needy.
Oh, just like constantly like, hey, come back. You've not done your 5 minutes of learning today. And it's like, I have stuff on.
One person told me that after a little while, the Owl started to look sick.
Yeah,
and
the
like
owl.
really like decrepit.
Yeah, the owl had like
'Cause you hadn't
snot
used
running
it
out
for-
of its nose. Like I'm like, I don't wipe your nose normally.
Super-
Duolingo owl.
That's true. Just because you're not learning a language doesn't mean this owl should neglect its self-care.
Do you think it's
Take
like?
care of yourself,
Do you think
owl.
it's like modern language scurvy, but like learning keeps it alive, like a sort of
Feels more
Tinkerbell?
like
If you don't believe in Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell dies.
That's
feels more
very
like
alarming.
a modern
Yeah.
language rickets, if anything.
Yeah, like
little
it's
different.
like a
Language-based rickets.
Yeah.
there's a malady of some description here where like, yeah, if you don't learn a language, you don't get up to date on your German.
This owl's gonna die.
We're gonna take this owl out the back.
I think we.
Man, what a prison this owl lives in.
Feel bad for it.
But again, the
Kind of makes you want to learn.
It kind of makes
Does
me
it?
want to disengage with it entirely.
Yeah.
That's upsetting to see an owl look
kind
so
of-
sick. It's like, hey, I'm not responsible for you.
It makes me kind of not want to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, just tell them no, thank you.
Like, why is this about you? I downloaded this to learn a skill. Now all of a sudden you're manipulating my emotions and saying I'm killing an owl. I didn't sign up for this.
Well, no, thank you.
I was watching, and I don't want to confess to the show or the platform and have anyone think that I watched this for any other reason other than just it's been spoken about in the
There's a
discourse.
real heavy disclaimer coming
This
from
is
Penny here.
But I
big
was
layup.
watching.
We get it. You're very removed from any responsibility for what
Any
you were about to say.
responsibility. I was watching a very high budget game show by a very popular streamer who also does delivery services, hosted by an incredibly popular YouTube personality. And a lot
Good.
of
That's
what,
very vague.
very vague. No one will ever know. Because I don't want to advertise it unless there's a contract signed. Okay, we're
course.
very
You did say
particular.
YouTube.
I'm not advertising YouTube because that's not where it is. I'm just
Okay.
saying that person
Something
is known
else the
for
person does.
YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very
you can
careful
do,
with your
Is it
words.
that one cat?
you can do more than one thing.
What?
You can do more than. Has no one told you?
No.
Okay, we
You
get
can
it.
do more than one thing?
You know how like you do your sleuthing in addition to that's not a job per se, but
Yeah.
you know how you sleuth in your own time.
Yeah.
And you come here and do radio.
Yeah.
Those are two different things, buddy. You're already doing more than one thing.
They feel aligned to me. They feel like they are feeding
That's
into each other.
fascinating.
Mm.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Interesting. The
What-
mind of Bench always just
every time we get a
wondrous to
peek
me.
inside, it goes, "Wow, what a cavern we've looked into once again."
Was it Cash Cab? Is that what you're
It
talking
was not
about?
Cash Cab,
Okay.
unfortunately. But what a lot of the exercises that they did on that show, not exercises,
Was
challenges.
it Beat Shazam?
It was not Beach Shazam,
Okay.
but that's a fun one, isn't it?
Was
That's
it
a real
cake?
fun one. No, it wasn't the Is It Cake or
Was it
Not one.
cake?
Was it cake?
Also, they've not. If the entire concept is a cake, I only watched like 2 episodes, so they've not revealed if it is or cake or not.
More game shows should end up being cake.
Yeah,
In past tense.
I feel like this is one of those situations where I'm going to tell you the moral of this story, and we're going to have forgotten how we got here. But what I was going to say is a lot of the challenges are self-sacrifice, where in order to progress, they need to
Cake.
lose X amount of participants because they had 1,000 people and only one person can win this prize. So they have to get it down to like 500, and they're like, 10 of you will need to self-sacrifice to just quit this competition now, or if you don't,
Well, that's annoying.
yeah. So like
So
that's
you're not really earning it,
Yeah.
the win.
so like with Duolingo, is it that like some of us will have to self-sacrifice to keep this owl alive by learning another language?
I think
I don't like the emotional manipulation of this.
Feels wrong in a
And
variety of ways.
just
Also, they
very
don't
sad.
deliver anything.
And super defeatist and
Yeah.
not based on. It's interesting that the comparison you made because it's not like this game, winning this game is not based on skill whatsoever. It's just basically on making people sad enough
I think it's
that the show
odds.
continues.
Some of
and
it is
they-
skill. They got people to build a little tower out of foam blocks, and they only were allowed like this one red one at the bottom, and then they had to make their whole. They had to use
Okay.
every block and make sure it was still standing.
See, that's fine.
So that
but
like
the
that's,
emotional manipulation of self-sacrifice,
Mhm.
I don't think that's a good game.
And they also have
And
a difference.
definitely not fun to watch people being emotionally and psychologically broken.
Wait,
And
wait, wait,
some
wait,
of
wait.
them, when they do
And I don't want that in a
self-sacrifice,
language app either.
will do a very dramatic, like they will look to their friend that's also in the game and they'll do a very dramatic, do this for your family. And then
have a
they'll
question.
hit the little button
God.
and leave it. And it's obviously great for the cameras, but overall worrying for a society.
So when they self-sacrifice, do they like cut into themselves and then they're cake?
No one's cake yet.
Were they
Cannot stress
cake?
this enough. No one's.
Were they
Stand
/
up,
are
Neil.
they cake?
No one's revealed. I'm only
Could
2
they be?
episodes in. I feel like if
Could
you were going
they
to
be?
reveal, they could. If a
Finale?
tree, if a tree falls in the forest and
Is
no
it
one
cake?
hears it, is it cake?
What?
If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, is it cake?
Do you eat it after?
That's the question. Philosophers
Do you
have
eat
thought
the
about this
tree?
for hundreds of years and they don't know.
Do you find and eat the tree?
Oh, I think we broke Dirk.
That's the only, because that would be the way to know.
Yeah.
You'd find a bunch of shattered cake in a forest and be like, it was cake.
You know what?
Is
We're
cake-
gonna
is
we're gonna
cake really
go.
cake if you don't eat it?
We are stuck in a loop. We're gonna go for a break. Well, we're just gonna give both of you a little bit more time to just ponder whether, because I'm really worried that we get stuck in that cycle again where Dirk starts thinking that he might actually be cake. And remember, we were 7 minutes before he bit his own arm and realized he wasn't cake.
I went completely silent for about 6-7 minutes and then I bit myself. Turns out I wasn't cake.
Yeah, you
But
were a
I know
person.
that now.
Now you know.
I know that
Yeah.
now.
So we're just going to go to a quick break. We're going to have Matthias come in and just read to us the pre-prepared paragraph that we have in case of cake emergency.
We
Okay.
are our bodies.
Yeah.
We are ourselves. We are not cake.
And we'll be back in a few minutes.